rolling into a tight chain. Here we go. Thomas Kimmons, the kicking and screaming machine all the way from Farmersville, Texas. Thomas going to burn it in right there. $281.39 for the kicking and screaming. $281.39.
Gage Porter out of Mercer, Missouri, the Rut Cutter, 10,000-pound pro stock. £10,000 pro stock, Gage Porter's first puller. The Rut Cutter gets it out past the 300-foot mark. Eco-Tuning, a leader in helping you gain fuel efficiency and more power from your farm equipment in a safe, reliable, and proven method. Check them out at ecotuning.com. D&K Repair, your local Eco-Tuning dealer. Ecotuning.com.
In on the two-wheel drive side right here. Lynn Stoom, the heartbeat out of Waverly, Iowa. You notice Lynn's got a little bit of a different sound to this machine. Turbocharged machine. Rather unusual in the world of two-wheel drive pulling. Does on occasionally bring them out though. Here we go, the turbo machine, the heartbeat out of Waverly, Iowa, Lynn Stoomey. Not a bad run for the turbochargers on the heartbeat there. Going to mark him at 276, 71, 276, and 71.
Twin turbocharged big block Chevrolet doing battle with all these Hemis. A lot of Chrysler Hemis in the two-wheel drive class. VP Racing Fuels, the official spec fuel of the Outlaws. Every single Outlaw vehicle going down this track tonight running VP Racing Fuels. Check out vpracingfuels.com. Pick out one of the many additives VP Racing Fuels makes for your daily driver. vpracingfuels.com.
You know, Ron, oddly enough, we talked about the twin turbos being an oddity in the sport of two-wheel drive pulling. Well, this one coming up next is even a little bit rarer. They weren't able to get it out here last night, having some trouble with it. We're hoping they can get it out here this evening. This machine that's fixing to come out runs purely on corn fuel, 100% ethanol in this next machine. Most of these trucks running methanol. This next one, project, they're trying to make it run on ethanol.
I know some fellers that run on corn alcohol.
I believe that's a little bit different if I ain't mistaken.
Doug Sabatka coming out at a Diagonal, Iowa. John Deere called, let's go. The rut cutter, Gage Porter, went 320.46. Big thanks to local sponsors, Helena, Nutrient Advisors, Pinnacle Bank, Crime Stop, Citizen Bank, NC Plus, and Marx Brothers, Novak Farms, Ortwich Farms, Dinkles, Herb Albers Feedlot, Loggeman Auto, Midwest Bank, Kubota, and West Point Auto. Joe Bush Agri-Bear, Chris Ruskamp with Pioneer, Ag-Reliant, and Agra Gold. Bean Service, Osceola Implement, Columbus Sales, Charter West, Kit Held and Clay Hill, CRM Consulting, West Point Livestock, Schreiber Trucking, Bridget Twine, and Mitchell Equipment. Big thanks to all the local sponsors. Doug Sabatka, Diagonal, Iowa. Let's go. Oh, Doug Sabatka with a nice hook. Give him a round of applause. He's going to move that Case IH leader flag.
Over on the two-wheel drive side, we were telling you about the machine that runs on the corn fuel, pure ethanol. The American Ethanol, Scott Jensen, out of Dell Rapids, South Dakota. They've been working with this thing for a few years, trying to get it consistent. It's competitive when they can get it to light and run. Having some issues now with consistency.
Now, the cab of this truck is all steel. That is a 1942 Dodge cab-over engine cab on that truck.
Made a pretty good pass the other day. See what he can get done here tonight in Wisner. Like I said, when he can get this thing to light and come to life, it makes a very competitive pass. Just now trying to work on issues of consistency with it. The American Ethanol of Scott Jensen. Well, you heard it come up and start smacking that rev limiter. Something was going on. He wasn't able to get it locked in. We'll see what he's going to do with it here.
Jimmy Brackett coming up the Hillbilly Express out of Richland, Missouri. Doug Sabatka with John Deere from Diagonal, Iowa just took the lead at 329.23. Frosted Frog coolers and tumblers. Check out frostedfrog.com. Many sizes, many styles, many colors, including camouflage combinations. frostedfrog.com. Northwoods Engineering. High performance parts for tractor pulling. Home of championship heads come from northwoodsengineering.com. Jimmy Brackett. the Hillbilly Xpress. Jimmy Brackett pulls up short of that Case IH leader flag.
Scott Jensen having an issue over there. They're trying to get him fired back up. I hear it running. We may see this thing make a full pass yet.
Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbochargers, official sponsor of the 10,000-pound Pro Stock class.
Here we go, Scott Jensen. Whatever it does right here, he's got to live with. Well, that's going to be all for tonight with Scott Jensen and the American Ethanol. Give him a round of applause coming out here to Wisner for you, trying to get it to run. God having some issues over there. They'll take it home, work on it, and they'll be back out another day, I promise you. They ain't gave up yet, and they don't have no plans on it.
The rules of the 10,000-pound Pro Stock class, 680 cubic inch limit. They run all the tractors in the class run the same exact turbocharger, a 5-inch turbocharger, 5-inch inlet on the turbocharger from Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo. 24.5 by 32 pulling tires, 1 injection pump, 10,000 pounds with the driver in the seat, the weight of each tractor. Tractors are pushing close to 4,000 horsepower with a 6-cylinder diesel at 680 cubic inches.
One more time while they're dragging him out of here. Give Scott Jensen and the American Ethanol team a round of applause.
All right, Jimmy Brackett, the Hillbilly Xpress went 314.33. Tyler Paddock filling in for Kyle Karstens. Kyle Karstens out of Parker, Kansas. Not here tonight. Tyler Paddock out of Mound City, Kansas. Going to drive the Lotta Green John Deere.
Hooking up over on the two-wheel drive side, this is last night's winner, Mr. Robert Zychek, the gun smoke machine out of Columbus, Texas. Robert also setting number 1 in the point standings for this year. We're going to go with the two-wheeler first. Here we go, Robert Zychek out of Columbus, Texas. Mr. Two-Wheel Drive. He calls it Gunsmoke. Nice pull for Robert right there. 344.96. 344.96 puts him in the lead.
Tyler Paddock, out of Mound City, Kansas. Lotta Green. Tyler Paddock used to drive in the limited pro stock. Might be liking this Big Ten Pro. Might see him in the 10 Pro sometime in the future. Gonna like that power, that big 5-inch Weimer turbocharger. Goes 303.93 feet. Greg Jaeger. Wampus Cat coming up next out of Hazard, Nebraska. Tony Workman on deck.
Got a correction for you on that last vehicle that ran. Robert Zychek was 334. I misspoke and said 344. 334.96 for Robert Zychek out of Columbus, Texas. Puts him in number one still. Coming up here, Jake Miller out of White Wright, Texas. Truck called Bad Decisions. Jake here, the older brother of a two-brother driving team that get to share duties when Dad will let them. Truck owned by Ray and Ginger Miller out of White Wright, Texas. Ray came out with it last week. Had a couple of good runs. Took a win over there. The boys up here with him this week, they said, Dad, we're driving again. Here we go, White Wright, Texas, the Bad Decisions T-Bucket. Jake Miller looking for a win. Not able to get it locked in here this evening like he was hoping for. Not going to get the distance he was wanting out of that machine here this evening. .296 and 42 for Jake Miller, the Bad Decisions. 296 and 42.
Greg Jaeger out of Hazard, Nebraska. International called a Wampus Cat. Wampus Cat with a nice hook. It's 286.12, 286.12. Rick Jagger and the Wampus Cat.
Coming out to the big rock sled next. Out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, this is Shane Starcher, the Flatland Thunder machine. This machine got a long history in the world of pulling. Started off with this family, then it went down into Texas. Stayed down in Texas for quite a while. Recently, they decided to purchase it back, take it back to the Flatland Thunder and start campaigning it again. They've had it back for a couple of years now. This will be Shane Starcher, the Flatland Thunder, out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. Nice pass for the Flatland Thunder. Those of you sitting down there close to it where you can see it, look at the breather horn on that machine. You see the white on the bottom. That's actually frost. These alcohol motors will cool down so much they will actually frost the air intakes up on these two-wheelers. $296.16 for the Flatland Thunder.
Yeah, you were talking about the injector hats and the linkage on those two-wheelers. I think I caught you talking about there, Josh, a second ago. On a humid night or a humid day, that humidity, the humid air mixes with the alcohol and that mixture will actually freeze up. It will create condensation and freeze the linkage up on those air intakes. That's why you see sometimes they'll go out there and spray some windshield washer type antifreeze on those butterflies. Sometimes they'll spray WD-40 on them just to keep them from freezing up. Tony Wortman out of Montgomery City, Missouri. International calls it tapped out. John Deere in the lead at 329.23. Tony Wortman pulls into second place or third place at 314.81, right behind Gage Porter and the Rhett Cutter.
show. Here we go, Donald Nelson, the Whippet. Uh-oh, Donald having some issues there. Seen something and got out of it or broke a blower belt, something, not really sure. Maybe if we can get a replay up with the head-on shot, we may be able to see from the front of that vehicle. What
Scott Jensen out of Blair, Nebraska. High compression. Well, we'll be able to pull him back here. He did pull out of it before 100 foot, looked like to me.
Looks like we did break a blower belt over here on the two-wheel drive. I see him trying to fish it out of there right now. Tough break for Don Nelson in the Whippet machine there here this evening. Give him a round of applause. Donald Nelson from Cat Spring, Texas.
Agriculture thrives in Nebraska and charter West.
Going to mark Donald with a distance of 271 and 20. 271 and 20.
Bag. This bag is made of craft paper with a cellophane liner and provides nothing for seed growth. This is a seed bed. It was prepared with Case IH soil management tools. It optimizes everything from nutrient access to water infiltration to create the perfect environment for early uniform emergence. Get to know why your seed bed drives productivity at caseih.com/soil management.
At Spring, Texas, coming up. Run and tell it. Clint Metting out of Nordheim, Texas, coming out on his John Deere Pro Stock. Winner from last night. Father-son duo went 1-2 last night in the 10,000-pound Pro Stock division.
Those sound commercials, all the sound commercials. I'll think of the book to turn the sound up. They just keep turning it down when they are doing the commercial. They keep
All right, we're getting Dustin hooked up over there on the two-wheel drive sled, the Run and Tell It machine out of Cat Spring, Texas. He just seen what happened to his partner here, hoping to do better. Here we go, Dustin Corliss, Run and Tell It. Good pass for Dustin, not able to get it locked in, not going to get out there where he wants to, but a smooth hook.
Clint Metting, Nordheim, Texas, last night's winner. Got to beat 329.23 to take the lead. The bulletproof buck.
Ooh, that's going to be close right there for the bulletproof buck of Clint Metting.
Had to beat 329.23. Doug Sabatka with Let's Go. Sitting out front right now at that mark.
See if we can get a replay up here to look at this thing and analyze it. Looked pretty smooth, looked pretty straight.
Had to beat 329.23 Clint Medding, and the Bulletproof Buck goes 331.88 for the lead. Give a round of applause. Trying to make it 2 in a row here. He wants that Thunderbolt Award.
Boy, I tell you what, old Clint been pretty tough this year. He's been having a little bit of rough luck out of one tractor that's coming up later, but he's sure trying to get things turned around.
Northwoods Engineering, northwoodsengineering.com. Performance parts for pulling tractors. Check them out at northwoodsengineering.com. The heads of champions.
Coming out over here on the two-wheel drive side, this is the Buffalo's Chips, Richard Morris out in the Ocho, Missouri. You've seen Richard out here earlier on the Say Goodbye modified machine owned by Vern Hoosier. Richard come out trying his hand in that modified this evening as well. Much more comfortable, much more at home in this machine right here. He struggled with it a little bit early in the year. Been lining it out. Got a win with it already. Placing pretty consistent here in the last few hooks. With this Willie two-wheel drive he calls the Buffalo's Chip. Look at that, Richard Morris, the Buffalo's Chips. It's going to be close. 3:27 and 45, not quite enough to get into that lead. Put him comfortably in the number 2 position right now, though, 3:27 and 45.
Waiting on Cody Yarick over here on the pro stock side. From Rich Hill, Missouri, tractor called Gone.
That's my name, Joe. Hey, John. Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe. Think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Hey, we're gonna bring up Lane Aldrich next, out of Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Tractor called Too Far Gone. Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo. Check them out at WeimerFuelInjection.com, the official sponsor of the heavy pro stock class. Every one of these big pros running a big 5-inch Weimer turbocharger.
Make sure you play the Case IX again with the sound, or Saber with the sound.
All right, coming up right here on the two-wheel drive side. You've seen this man earlier. Heard a motor on his modified tractor. This is Sonny Martinez from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sonny got a long history in the drag racing side of the world. Hence the headers on this machine kind of sweep out from under it just like a funny car. Be a little bit louder than some of you have heard just by the way the headers point the exhaust out to you. Also driven on the foot throttle. We talked about the foot throttles earlier. This is to be the third vehicle that is ran on the foot throttle. Sonny's modified tractor, this one, and then that one Ford pickup we seen earlier, all on the foot throttles here this evening. Coming all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico, up here to Wisner, just to pull for you guys here tonight. Mr. Sonny Martinez calls the truck Divots really. Translated means really, really. Really, that's what it means. Get everything hooked up, get the chain rolled tight. Here we go, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Sonny Martinez. The Divots really two-wheel drive. I'm going to go ahead and safely feel comfortable saying I believe he's going to be disqualified.
Yeah. Maybe he liked the track over here better. I'm not sure.
That's like throwing a gutter ball in bowling so bad it goes into the next lane and you get a strike.
Sonny Martinez is going to get a big DQ there for crossing the white chalk line.
I just got one question for Sonny. Really?
Sonny Martinez, pretty good guy right there. Hate to see him go out of bounds like that. Lane Aldrich out of Rich Hill, out of Excelsior Springs, Missouri. New tractor for him this season called Too Far Gone. We're getting down towards the end. About 14 vehicles left to go down these two tracks tonight. Just about to the end of Thunder by the River 2021. .331.88 the distance to beat. Lane Aldrich, Too Far Gone. Might need a pull-off. I believe we're going to need a pull-off. He's turning quite a few RPM there. Not sure if he had it in the wrong gear, if he was having some clutch issues. Need a pull-off.
Up next,
Plain Aldrich
out of
goes
Beatrice,
213.26.
Up next, out of Beatrice, Nebraska, this is Jared Weems, the Relentless truck. Nice hook for Jared Weems, the Relentless right there. Not going to be enough for what he was looking for here this evening. 3:17 and 55 for the Relentless.
Luke Hubert, go to your vehicle. Luke Hubert. Rich Hill, Missouri. Cody Yark, gone. Trying to get past the bulletproof buck. 3:31.08, the mark set by Clint Metting. Cody Yark pulls into third, 3:23.36.
Coming out here on the two-wheel drive side, this is Wayne Timmerman out of Cuba City, Wisconsin, the Showtime machine. Well, last night, Wayne went number 2 here. Looking to get a good finish here tonight. Have him in the running for the Thunderbolt.
Yep. If I remember right, he cross-tracked from right to left. Kind of looks like he's setting up to do the same thing here,
He
Doug.
might be trying something here, maybe thinking he, what works good one night may work well a second.
Well, it's got a Chevrolet body on it, but it's got a Minor Brothers Racing Hemi.
Here we go, Showtime. Oh, man, stretching it out for every inch he could get out of that Showtime machine. Going to come up short at 3:18 and 19. 3:18 and 19, Wayne Timmerman, the Showtime.
Bill Barrett out of Ravenna, Nebraska, the Red Zone, Case IH. Going to do a little deer hunting here. The John Deere of Clint Metting, the bulletproof buck, in the lead at 3:31.88. Here we go. Bill Barrett, red zone.
Pullers, you need to take your vehicles back toward the pits. You cannot stack up or exit down there. Take them back toward the pits, please. On a two-wheel drive slide, coming to the sled. This is Luke Hubert, the Razor's Edge, out of Bowling Green, Missouri.
285.02 feet for Bill Barrett and red zone. 285.02.
Here we go, the Razor's Edge. Boy, this two-wheel drive track really laying it in right out there. Everybody's struggling to get around that hole there at the end. 3:11 and 40 for the Razor's Edge out of Bowling Green, Missouri. 3:11 and 40.
Ray Porter, the Gang Green, John Deere out of Mercer, Missouri. Currently number 2 in the point standings. Rough night for the Gang Green tractor last night. Usually finishes right up there at the top. Finished 14th last night. Changed that points battle going on in the pro stock class. With Clint Metting winning the class, that pushed him right up to the top spot in the point standings. Gray Porter, Mercer, Missouri, Gang Green. Oh, could it get any closer than that? Could it get any closer? He's right there, even up with that Case IH leader mark. Had to beat 331.88. He goes 330.87. Puts him in the number 2 spot.
Here we go on a two-wheel drive side. This is Timothy Mikowski out of La Grange, Texas. Currently setting number 4 in our outlaw points for the year. Finished number 3 here last night. Timmy looking for a good run here this season. Blue T-Bucket, pretty strong running truck. Got a win or two so far this year. Been running real consistent. Like I said, sitting number 4 in the points right now. Here we go, the Thumper.